This episode of HD Nation is brought to you by Squarespace.
Hey, it's time to get our HD Nation on. Zach writes in, I sort of understand the role of anamorphic lenses and formats in film, but in digital formats, all it seems to do is cause hit or miss stretching distortion between different video players. Okay. Can you explain what anamorphic is, in particular, its role in digital video formats? Thanks, Zach in Florida. Well, Zach, anamorphic, as it relates to digital video, is an intentional distortion of the video frame in order to take full advantage of the storage format's native resolution. Well, consider DVD video. NTSC DVD video is 720 by 480 pixels. Relatively, it's a it's a 1.5 to 1 aspect ratio. Now, in PAL countries, DVD video is 720 by 576. That would be a 1.25 to 1 aspect ratio. Those aspect ratios don't match the 240 to 1 CinemaScope aspect ratio that most movies are, let alone the 1.78 to 1 aspect ratio of a 16 by 9 TV. Now, you could encode black bars to properly shape the movie within the storage format's pixel structure, but that would waste pixels that could otherwise be used to provide increased picture detail. Now, in the case of NTSC DVD video, anamorphic encoding will pre-distort that video in order to utilize the format's native 720 by 480 resolution as much as possible. The player will detect this pre-distortion, hopefully by finding the appropriate flags in the video stream, and then it switches to a wide pixel display mode to achieve the correct picture shape. Now,
it works right.
The problem is that playback of anamorphic content, it's really related, well, the problems I run into when I'm playing back anamorphic content are usually related to someone not encoding the video properly. I see this all the time with downloaded videos. Anamorphic video will look incorrect if the set-top player, like a Blu-ray player or a DVD player, is configured for the wrong screen type, like 4:3 output on a 16 by 9 TV.
Oh, that's where it gets really ugly.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny, right? Because technically, to get the original cinematographer's intention for what was captured on the frame, you should have black bars above and below.
Totally.
Unless it's 4:3, in which case you should have the pillars, on the left and right side.
Totally, and a lot of it's just how it's encoded. Now, the thing that gets me about the Blu-ray format, one of my quirks about it, is that it doesn't provide anamorphic support. So if you're looking at something that's letterboxed or not, on Blu-ray format, that's actually hard-coded right into the video itself, into its format.
I'm okay with that because, like,
oh no, I'm not saying change the shape of the picture.
Right.
It has to be whatever the director intended. I mean, if you want to pan and scan something, you can do that to your heart's content, but
it doesn't have to be. But I think we both prefer to not have pan and scan or not have like weird stretching of it.
Totally, but by pre-distorting it, and if you're able to use every pixel in the video format itself on the storage format, be it a DVD or a Blu-ray disc, that would produce not necessarily any more horizontal resolution, but you would increase vertical resolution, and it utilizes more of the pixels more effectively. And really, when you don't have that, that's why if you're buying DVDs, if you're still out there shopping for those things, it's in my mind, if you're a videophile at all, or you just want the best possible quality, buy the discs that actually say on the back this is enhanced for 16 by 9 or enhanced for widescreen. Could list it as anamorphic. Right. There's a few other terminologies that they'll use, but that will ensure that at least it was pre-distorted to take the relatively few pixels that are available in the format, and to be able to use those more effectively in terms of getting the picture on the screen and creating more detail.
Using as much of the as possible. Shaw writes in, hey guys, I wanted to know if it's better to buy the Blu-ray releases right when they come out. I notice that once they release, they often come out later in a combo pack, a Blu-ray, DVD, and digital copy. To me, this doesn't make sense, because if I wanted the DVD copy, I'd buy it on DVD, or if I want the digital copy, I would buy it on iTunes or the Zune Marketplace. Usually after a few months, they release the full Blu-ray copy with additional content on another Blu-ray disc. Example, the Avatar Extended Edition Blu-ray Collector's Edition. Is it better to wait for the full Blu-ray, the full Blu-ray release, or buy the combo pack like a sucker? Thanks, Shaw R. in Queens. This actually, there's a reason that they started doing the combo packs where it had the Blu-ray and the DVD and the digital edition. First of all, the digital editions are almost always compatible with Windows Media Center and iTunes. Second, the reason they do that combo pack, and Disney started it, is because of parents who have a Blu-ray at home, a DVD player in the car, and the family may own, an iPod or iPad or other portable devices.
That's a handy scenario for where that's, in my opinion, acceptable, and maybe wait for that combo format. I personally, I think it really depends on what you're looking to do. personally prefer the movies that are the director's cuts, not the ones that had to go through the RIAA or whoever to determine a specific rating for the movie. I'd rather see it as the director just wanted it to be and not how it ended up when it made it to the theater.
Tombstone, by the way, I prefer the theatrical release to the director's release.
There are an extreme example would be the latest iteration of the Blade Runner series on the at least on the Blu-ray format, the final cut. Now there's a regular version, a collector's box 2-disc edition, a 5-disc ultimate collector's edition, and probably others that I'm forgetting. Now, all of the final cut Blu-ray versions were crafted from the same remastered, restored 4K scan. That's why it looks so darn good. But if all you wanted was the final cut, like I did, then you could save some serious coin and just get that. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've yet to see a digital copy with the quality, visual quality that I would pay extra for. Kick-Ass is an example of a terrible-looking digital copy. I'd prefer to make my own, and you can do that. We've pretty much shown you how. Same goes for DVD versions. If I already own the Blu-ray disc, especially, I'm not going to do that. However, like Pat mentioned, if you can get that combo pack for little or no premium, it can save you some time and effort in getting the other formats you may be needing.
Yeah, I mean, it's mostly, it's kind of funny. The vast majority of movies get released once, and they never get released again unless there's some sort of 25th anniversary edition or something like that. I mean, Avatar, Avatar, the Hobbit movies you hate so much. You know what I mean? Like Star Wars. There's certain franchises. I'll use
that I'm buying under duress,
where they can basically milk the customers over and over again. Avatar, absolutely amazing example of we're going to give you this version and that version and the other version.
I'm a big fan of unrated editions. So,
but they never show you what you think you're going to see in the unrated edition. Well, apparently they're doing at least one.
I'm just thinking of like The Hangover. That was awesome. Anyway,
I got
adult humor, not for the kids. Well,
we should just move on to the Blu-ray releases.
Hey, how about it's time now for the new Blu-ray releases for the week of April 5th, 2011. First up, Tron. Which Tron, you ask? Well, pay attention because this gets complicated. First, the original 1982 film is being released. Next, 2010's Tron Legacy is also being released. Tron Legacy is also being released in its 3D version, and you can also get Tron Legacy 3D paired with the original Tron in the same package. And last but not least, you can get the limited edition of Tron Legacy paired with the original Tron called the Ultimate Tron Experience. Plus, they're all region-free, so whichever way you choose to view either of these films, there's a package for you. The original Tron's video quality gets a 4 out of 5 from Bluray.com for its MPEG-4 AVC codec and a 2.2 to 1 aspect ratio, saying that while it'll never look as polished, pristine, or striking as its 2010 sequel, it's ultimately faithful to the source material. Quote, "So long as your expectations are in check, detail will prove to be impressive as well," unquote. Extras include an audio commentary with the director, producer, and other crew, an 88-minute documentary originally for the 20th anniversary DVD release in 2003, 7 featurettes that each last from 3 to 13 minutes and have been available on previous releases, plus 2 new featurettes, a 10-minute discussion with the cast and crew about Tron's legacy, no pun intended, and a 12-minute photo Tronology in which the director and producer visit the Disney archives and sort through the concept art and other original materials. As for Tron Legacy, Bluray.com gives both the video and audio quality a full 5 out of 5. The MPEG-4 AVC transfer is, quote, "magnificent and jaw-dropping," and switches between 1.78 to 1 and 2.35 to 1 to preserve the IMAX look when appropriate. Bluray.com's review says, quote, "crisp, clean, and razor-sharp, Disney's transfer all but celebrates every subtle hexagon, sliver of hair, and brilliant spark of light that graces the screen." Many fans rave about Daft Punk's score, and it's really shown off well here with its flawless DTS HD Master Audio 7.1 surround track. Extras include an interactive suite titled The Next Day, Flynn Lives Revealed, which features segments from an in-universe mockumentary, news clips, extra scenes, and more, featuring various cast members. You'll also get a 2-minute look at the upcoming Disney XD computer animated television series, a 3-minute look at the Comic-Con Q&A crowd who provided the chance for the Tron Arena audience, a Daft Punk music video, a 12-minute special effects featurette, and more. Also released this week, Taxi Driver. This 1976 classic stars Robert De Niro, Harvey Keitel, and a 12-year-old Jodie Foster, all directed by Martin Scorsese. This region-free release arrives on a 50GB disc with an MPEG-4 AVC codec and a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 soundtrack. But most noticeably, this release is the result of a brand new 4K restoration, approved by both the cinematographer and Scorsese himself. Bluray.com gives this release a full 5 out of 5 across all categories, from the movie itself, the video, audio, even the extras. Quote, "The general film-like texture makes this a revelation, and the Blu-ray resolution, grain retention, and the like only add to the way the transfer so effortlessly brings out the finest available details, right down to the ever so slight layers of dirt on Bickle's yellow taxi," unquote. And they go on to call it one of the finest transfers of a classic film ever to grace a Blu-ray disc. Extras are equally impressive, starting with 3 different audio commentaries, the option to show the script on screen as the film plays, a 16-minute discussion with Scorsese, a 10-minute discussion with the producer, a 20-minute discussion with the writer, an 18-minute Scorsese tribute, an hour-long documentary, and 5 other featurettes, each between 5 and 10 minutes long. And as always, check out our show notes at techzilla.com or hdnation.tv for the rest of this week's Blu-ray releases. Hey, it's time to thank one of our sponsors, Squarespace. Squarespace offers users a flexible solution for anyone looking to create a blog, personal portfolio, or any kind of website. No matter what level of coding experience you have, Squarespace can provide the tools needed to create a high-end, complex website that is uniquely your own. Don't worry if you come across any questions or issues, Squarespace also offers every user 24/7 support. You've seen our sites, and we know a ton of you guys have signed up and built your sites with Squarespace, and you've sent in a ton of responses. John from Kansas City wrote in, "I'm looking for a clean way to build out a gallery of photos from my client's portfolio and would like to have it look a little unique. Is there a way to build a custom frame around the selected photo with the remainder of the gallery on a sidebar? Thanks, John in Kansas City." Here's a quick tutorial the folks at Squarespace put together to answer his question.
Hey, this is Ryan with Squarespace, and I'm going to show you how to turn this gallery into a gallery where you have the image thumbnails at the bottom and the main image in the center. So first what we're going to do in our browser is we're going to switch to configuration mode, go to configure this page, and we're going to switch our gallery display format to a single gallery of images, auto displaying the first full image. We're going to save that, and then now we can see that our gallery now has the photos at the bottom, so we can see our photos in gallery that way.
Keep sending in your questions and tips to squarespace@revision3.com, and we might feature your email in a future episode of Techzilla. And if you don't already have a Squarespace account, head over to squarespace.com/techzilla to get a 2-week free trial and learn more.